What's going on, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Nocturnal Graves, entitled From the Bloodline of Cain. This is released on Hells Headbangers Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Melbourne, Australia, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very aggressive, occultist hybrid of both black metal and thrash metal. When you think of countries that have bands that blend together black metal with thrash and death metal and many other different metal styles, Australia is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best continents to bring forth such great bands. I mean, bands like Gospel of the Horns, Destroyer 666, Razor of Occam, Denouncement Pyre, Mongrel's Cross, many more great bands to be listed. And Nocturnal Graves is definitely one of those bands to make that style work so good. I mean, going back to their first full-length album entitled Satan's Cross, I mean, just so much frantic, frenzied chaos going on with that album. I thought it was amazing. Great riffs, great vocals, great concepts. It had it all, and I thought it was an awesome album. And it's been quite a while since this project has really come out with anything. I believe in 2010 there was somewhat of a breakup. I believe they broke up. And yeah, I know a lot of the other band members were involved in other musical projects. I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. I might be wrong, but that's just how I'm overseeing things. But yeah. Now there's a brand new album from Nocturnal Graves with a little bit of a revamped lineup. I believe they got members from Denouncement Pyre and Impious Baptism to get involved with this particular project. And here we are with From the Bloodline of Cain. It's 8 tracks, and it clocks in at around 34 minutes in length. And thinking about this album while listening to it, I remembered that some of the members of this band were also involved at one point in Destroyer 666, and they had an album called Phoenix Rising. Listening to this new Nocturnal Graves album definitely makes me feel that I'm listening to a brand new beast being awoken from slumber. Like a new kind of phoenix has risen from the depths of hell to deliver some incredible black thrash. And that's what Nocturnal Graves have done with this album. There is just a lot of stuff going on here, and I think it is definitely worth it for fans of black metal mixed with thrash metal, for fans of any of the bands that, the members of bands who are involved in Nocturnal Graves. If you love those bands, you will definitely fall in love with this new release. I think it is sensational and one of the best albums of 2013 by far. The guitar riffs on here are incredibly precise and hit the nail perfectly. I just love the way the riffs are executed here. Like, take the first couple of opening tracks, Promethean War and Slave Annihilation. Just some really frenzied and crazy riffs going on here. You pick up a little bit of the thrash influence going on here, and then moving on to later tracks, you definitely pick up the black metal vibe that this band has to offer. I mean, some of the ways that the tremolo picking is tuned, the chords, the riffs, the solos, very chaotic solos, but they feel very natural. I just love the way that that this guitar works throughout this entire record, and I think it's really amazing. The bass work is good too. I definitely think it has a nice rumble and punch within the mix of this album. Definitely stays in line with the guitar riffs going on here, but I think the bass definitely has its moments to shine, and it definitely has a nice little balance throughout this album's length. I should also mention, going back to the album length, it flies by at a great pace. I think it is a perfectly timed album. Nothing filler, or no filler in my opinion, and nothing that really feels out of place. Everything feels just right here. The drums on this album are very chaotic and spastic. I mean, loads of fills, blast beats, double bass, rolls. You get a lot of the black metal influence in certain instances. Going to songs like The Great Adversary and Ascension Through Lucifer's Might. You get some incredible drum work going on with those particular tracks. once again, going back to the black metal and thrash metal aspects of this band, I think the drum work is tremendously on point and definitely perfect for the vibe and feelings of this album. And the vocals are just nasty. I mean, this guy definitely sounds like he's preaching evil from the pits of hell. From the pits of hell, with his vocal delivery, his his growls, his rasps. They sound fantastic. He really is on point with delivering his words. I think it's an amazing vocal performance and definitely fitting for this band's style. So overall, I don't know if I like this more than I do Satan's Cross, but I think this is another amazing album from Nocturnal Graves. I'm glad they're back to making music and doing things correctly and properly for Australian metal and black metal and thrash metal. I think it's awesome. So if you're a fan of Nocturnal Graves, if you're into Denouncement Pyre or Destroyer 666 or any great Australian metal, you will love this new Nocturnal Graves album. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Slave Annihilation, The Conqueror's Flame, Ascension Through Lucifer's Might, and The Great Adversary. Some overall awesome tracks. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Hells Headbangers Bandcamp page where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you want to purchase a physical copy or not. This will be available sometime next week. It will be available in CD and vinyl versions. Of course, buy it digitally if you want to buy it through Bandcamp. However you want to get it, it is definitely worth owning. So again, the album is from the Bloodline of Cain by Nocturnal Graves. This is released on Hells Headbangers Records. Support this band, and I'm going to give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Great black thrash. Support Nocturnal Graves. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Ho out.